Hello, it's Michael, TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco Eagle 27 RL fifth wheel. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, you're going to have to leave room for that slide, but even more room for your awning, which will come out even further than it is now. On your off campsite, beside your slide, I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power and water docking station are both toward the front of the unit. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, we'll unhook our hitch and level our unit out. Now to turn on this auto leveling system, we're just going to touch both arrows up and down at the same time. It's going to show that light on. We're going to bring this arrow up, get our vehicle up out of the way completely. Now, again, make sure everything's cleared out of here. No one's in the front of this. Once everyone's cleared from it, we're going to touch auto level. Now, the first thing that's usually going to happen is the front of this unit's going to dip down. Then, your rear stabilizing jacks back here. Auto leveling system. It's going to start running down. This all takes a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and let it do its thing. Keep it coming down, bringing the front down. Like I said, they almost always dip the front down first and then they'll level it and stabilize it. You'll know that's done when the unit stops moving and that flashing light right there becomes a solid green. Once your unit's level and stable, which is not yet, but we'll let it do its thing, we'll hook up our power and water. See, they're coming down. Anyway, you got this big long 50 amp cord. Plugs in the side. You have to turn it to the right to lock it and then put this black washer on. At the end of this 50 amp service, should you need to plug into a campsite with 30, there's a 50 to 30 amp dog bone that comes in the unit, as well as a 30 to 15 amp reducer in case you need to plug into a 110. Got your power hooked up, hook up our water. Our water system, turn it on up here, turn on docking light. This is a real simple system here with just two things to move. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. Over here is where we're going to hook up, but first we're going to set our levers, blue to the right and green to the left. Once you got to set the city water, then you're going to grab a water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when you're putting fluid in the unit because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook this up to city water connection. Again, making sure you set to city water. One more step before we turn that water on. Right over here is your hot water heater. This door will come right off here. We're just going to make sure our drain plug's back in there. Get that in there nice and snug with plumber's tape around it, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Some plumber's tape around that, get that in there nice and tight. Then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose has been on for a few minutes, we're going to go up inside the unit and open up slides if we need to, but I need you to get inside and open up all of your water taps. Auto leveling just finished, solid green light, and no more movement. Back to our water. So go inside and open up all of your water taps. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them, get all the air out of the lines, and you can shut them up and shut them off in there and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go boondocking or dry camping. In that case, there's a two-step process. We're going to start with tank fill. Green will be down, green will be to the left, blue will be down. We're going to match this here to tank fill. At the same spot as city water connection, we're going to fill up our fresh water tank. Now the way to tell that's full is you're going to go inside and watch the level of your tank filling. Once it shows full, immediately shut that up, come out here, remove that hose, and then we're going to switch from tank fill to dry camp. Now we're all set to utilize that water by turning on our water pump. Normally you turn on your water pump indoors. Just remember, wherever you turn it on at, turn it off in the same spot. All right, we're all set to camp with power and water. I just want to remind you, do not turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water at a campsite that's already pressurized. All right, let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in this docking station. Up top, we're prepped for solar. We can plug in a solar panel right there, and that'll trickle charge your batteries. Here you can hook up this spray port hose with a quick connect to give you a hot and cold shower. Here's where you'll bypass your hot water heater. Here's where you, again, where you turn on your water pump. Black tank flush, we'll talk about that when leaving the campsite and dumping our black tanks. Satellite or cable hookups. Again, our knobs for our water fills. City and freshwater fill over here. This is where you'll put your winterization fluids in on this side. And over here is where you'll dump your black and gray tanks. Little hose to run those, little area to run those hoses down through, so you can close this up. Again, our auto leveling system with any other questions answered there. A battery disconnect. That'll disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. Up front, we have our propane is on a regulator, just lefty-loosey to open. You'll see now, I'll switch this back. That turns green. Green means you got gas. Again, our power, hot water heater. It's a flue for your furnace. A few things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. We got our low point drains right there. And then this is where we'll dump our black and gray tanks. A hood vent for your stove area. Access panel to your back of your fridge. With this slide closed right up underneath this will be your freshwater drain. Handle to pull, I'll show you that when we're leaving the campsite. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You're prepped for a backup camera. Towing package, there's all the information on your limits there. Reminder on your slides, do have a wiper seal here. This is a manual override for your slide. Or excuse me, this is to be able to get in to get your spare tire down. Quick connect LP there. And your J-port arm will fit here. Big metal arm that'll fit in there that you can set a griddle on top of. The same spray port hose on the other side will hook in over here. Quick connect to wash things off. Got a couple of outdoor speakers and a porch light. You can see your porch at night. Here's your J-port arm. That's how you want that for traveling. Over here, you prep for a TV again. Cable 110, couple of USB ports. There's access panel to most of your electrical, including where it's pre-wired for solar. Your other propane, your fluid for your hydraulic leveling system. Up front, your battery posts. Check them every now and then, make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. That about covers everything out here. Take a look on the inside. Did want to mention before going in, underneath here is your lights here and another one for your big lights out here. So all those are controlled right up underneath here. One more docking light here. And let's go inside. Alright, coming up beside your unit. First thing I always like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. Over here, these steps up here on the wall is going to be my control panel. Let me show you the shortcuts before going to this panel here. Down here in the bottom, number 1 is interior lights. Number 2 is exterior lights. And number 3 is both. Turn them all on or all off. Here's where you turn on your water pump. This means extend, this means retract. Let's start by telling you to get the BM Pro app. You can do a lot of this from your phone outside. Now we're going to go through the arrows. I'm going to take you all the way to off. Starting it off, we'll go to pair. This is where you can pair this to your device. Awning 1, slide 2, off. So let's go all the way around to awning 1 and hit extend. One thing I want to tell you on your awnings is you're only going to want to run these out until a white flap will fall down to about 90 degrees. Turn around here. You're going to see a white flap fall down, and then you'll see your brown bar. You don't want to run that out any further than that, because that will actually start to keep running itself out and start to run itself out backwards. That's as far as you want to run that out. So yeah, keep an eye on it when you're running out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. These awnings are mainly made for shade, maybe a sprinkle, but they're not made for rainstorms or high winds. So if you get a heavy rain or you see a storm coming with high winds, pull this baby in so we don't ruin it. Recommend clean them. They are something that does get dirty. We got awning cleaners, so you spray up on them, then you just rinse them off. They clean up pretty good. One thing about slam locks is they work best when gently slammed. Alright, coming back to my control panel. Again, after awning 1 is slide 1 and slide 2. We'll utilize that when coming back and closing the unit up. Touch my screen up here, go to home, and show you can do a bunch of things from here, but all these things are listed down here on the side. So we'll start here with climate. Cranked up the AC, lower the temperature here, go into climate. We're on auto cool. You can make it blast straight cool, change it to heat, so everything is through over here, and then just two different fan speeds, high and low. Come back in here, you can go to lights, turn them all off or all on from here, or go in here and individually, and then you can see by scrolling all of your lights. Also, everything including your awning light are dimmable. Slide this line right here, and that's going to dim and brighten your lights. Or shut them all off from here. Going back, you've got, if you go to the liquid here, you've got your water pump. It's where you, when you're utilizing your fresh water. Here's where you turn on your hot water here if it's electric, your hot water heater if it's gas. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. Down below here shows your fresh gray and black tanks. This is the one to watch when you are filling up your freshwater tank. Next is motors. You can do your leveling from here. You can utilize your slides, your awnings from here. Next, back to climate. Lighting again. Down here you can see your tire pressure and what type of system we're running off from. Pretty simple, but Jayco Command BM Pro app. Download it, get it. Makes this very cool. A few of these throughout the unit. These are just a temperature reader. Coming down the wall here, continuing by our steps, is our breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s, couple 25s, couple 30s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Over here we've got some charging ports, 110 with GFCI reset. Down below here's your carbon monoxide and propane detector. That is 12 volt. That is always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking somewhere and you're not plugged in and you don't want this to run your battery down while you're gone, shut that battery disconnect off. Coming into our kitchen area, we got a self-explanatory microwave, convection oven. There is a manual for this. Kitchen top, butcher block, plumbing. Keep an eye on your plumbing, just like you do at home. But if you travel a lot in this and bounce this up and down the road a lot, things could wiggle loose. So come in, make sure you don't feel any moisture anywhere. Moisture is an RV's worst nightmare. Up top over our stove or our cooktop, we've got a fan and a light. This cooktop makes an excellent backsplash. Got a panel light here. You simply turn that to light, hit your spark, there's your flame. All three of those will work the same way. Oven, same way. You're going to turn it to that flame, hit your spark. That will light your pilot light. By the way, rock this down, it becomes an oven light. That'll light your pilot light, and then you just turn it to your desired temperature. Pretty easy oven to work. If you're going to have a fridge, all the controls for those are inside. Down here, I believe. There they are. We've got our recliners here. These are, I believe, what I call parachute pull. Yeah, it looks like a parachute pull right there. Pull up on that. That's going to bring your feet out. For your entertainment center, you've got remotes for all three: fireplace, TV, and sound system. JBL, nice sound system. The only thing I recommend on your TV is go into your menu in here, run a digital channel scan, and run a scan for all of the channels that are local where you're at. JBL sound system, AM, FM, Bluetooth. It's on Bluetooth now. Let me get it off that. Find you some radio. Get over here. FM. There we go. Switch it to FM. Maybe 104.5. I don't know if we can pick up much inside this metal building, but let's see if I get 102.5 real quick. If anything comes in, that will. Kind of. So hard to pick up inside the metal building here, but nice sound system. Indoor and outdoor speakers, AM, FM, Bluetooth, auxiliary, all that good stuff. Fireplace. Now I'm over here, I just turn it on by hand. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat that I just hit over here and cranked up. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening and you're at a campsite, don't waste your gas by cranking up the furnace. Go ahead and crank this up. It's getting it toasty in here already. Notice when you do shut that off, it does take a few minutes for that fan to shut off in there. There's your entertainment system. Remotes are stored where most remotes should be stored. See how long they stay there. So lighting here, night shades, more lighting up here. I'm going to show you how to turn your sofa into a bed. Let's start by removing our back cushions. Then we're just going to lift up in the middle, fold your legs out, and pull it up and towards you. Then we're just going to fold it back down. Just that quickly, you've got a bed. Most importantly, when putting it back, lift it back up first. If you lift that front up, you're going to damage this, bend some things and break some things we don't want breaking. Again, stand in the middle. Hold your legs in. Just jackknife this down and watch your fingers as it comes down. Cushions back, and just that quickly you're back to a sofa. Your dinette does have storage and an extension. Got an entertainment system. Let's go ahead and head up the hallway here. Coming into the bathroom. A couple things to point out in here. Your shower doors, you want those snapped open for travel. You have a vent up here. More lighting here. More plumbing. Keep an eye on it underneath here. When you arrive at the campsite, once you've got your water hooked up, go ahead and flush this a couple times. Hold it down for maybe 15 seconds. Get you a gallon or so of water in there. It's going to help things dissolve in your black tank by having water in there ahead of time. 2 chairs that go to your dinette. Those will fold and put away. There's your griddle for your J-port griddle stand outside. Charging ports, 110s here, lighting here, TV bracket here, your cable 110 are all up here. There's a 12 volt as well. More storage. These will lock up here for storage as well if you don't have a TV here. Or it'll hold your TV in nicely. Alright, that about covers everything out here. It's like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. Oh, lastly, most importantly, there is your smoke alarm. Alright, so closing the unit up, I like to start by shutting off my main lights. Could do that here or there. That shows me all the accent lighting that I need to walk through and shut off myself. I've already done the bedroom and bathroom. So once all of them lights are off, just touch number 1 here. That'll be easy to shut everything off on the way out. Now I'm going to say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Make sure that your hidden pantry, that I'm sorry I didn't mention during the video, make sure that this is pushed closed. Chairs are strapped down. Everything's put away. Nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. All these drawers are closed, not just in this position where they could open and get caught on your slide on the way out, but actually all the way in. Again, shower door. Any vents, make sure those are closed. I'm going to do each slide from 2 different spots. So first I'll do it from the top of the control panel. Go to slide number 1, just hit retract. You find you got to keep your finger on that button if it slides out there a little bit on the panel, and it'll stop. Got that one in. Now I'm going to come down here. Go to slide number 2 on here. Just scroll through and hit retract down here. That's going to bring this slide in. Make sure your table extension is in. Make sure there's no debris on the floor. We don't want things catching on the slide. Now I want to hear something real quick. That's just the slide mechanism telling you that it's in far enough. Get your finger off. So we're all done there. Just touch number 1. That's going to shut off all our interior lighting, and we can exit the unit. Now, bringing these steps up or down, you want to make sure this door is pushed all the way open. Otherwise, this piece here is going to catch on it. You'll see how close it comes. Your feet are also adjustable just by pushing up on this. That'll move your leg. Set that inside. Close your door. Before you leave the dump station, and I say that in case you're going to go inside here and check the levels of your tanks as you're dumping. Before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt. Lift and turn this handle. Alright, if we are out dry camping, I'm going to come over here to the back low point drain here. Get up underneath there, pull that handle and dump that freshwater tank. Come back up here to our control panel. A lot of those are like that. It takes 2 hands to get them. Make sure the front of this is clear, no vehicle in the way yet. Turn back on our auto leveling system and hit retract off. Then go ahead and bring up all of our auto leveling system. Hook up our hitch and head on home. if we are out dry camping, excuse me, if we're at a campsite now, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. The dump station parked accordingly. Your dump's going to be right in front of your tires on your off camp side. Got 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up. First thing we're going to pull is that black handle right here on the right. Once that sounds like it's, that's going to open up that whole area there for you. And we're going to come up here and we're going to pull this black handle. That's going to be your sewage. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank. If it shows empty or close to it, come back out here, leave that handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and hook up to this tank flush. Turn that hose on, let it run for a good 5 minutes, and wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, or after a good 5 minutes, close that up, make sure all that washout water that you just put in there has drained. So check the level of your black tank. Shows empty, go ahead and close that. Then we're going to pull your first gray tank. While my gray tanks are draining, I like to go ahead and dump a low point drain. Go ahead and dump those. When them are done draining, if you're done camping for a while and don't want to leave water in your hot water heater, get all stagnant, come up in here, lift up on this pressure release valve. Now be careful, some hot water is going to come out of there. When that's done, push that handle back down, or you won't be able to get that door closed. Then you can pull your drain plug for residual hot water. When that gray is done, close it, pull that other gray. Again, that'll be cleaner water as your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out good for you. Make sure you turn your hot water door and snug it up in there nice. These can be a bugger sometimes, especially one-handed. When that gray's done, again, close that, grab your sewage hose, store it away somewhere sanitarily, hook up your hitch, and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Eagle for many years to come. Happy camping.